Alrighty, folks, one of the exciting things Rentometer brought to our channel is their yield tracker. And they've just dropped a new set of enhancements. And we're going to have the man, myth, the legend, Mike, the CEO, give us a rundown. So before we bring it up and we look at the new interface, talk about the mission with the yield tracker and how you see people using it, Mike.
So the mission is to just make it really easy to analyze find deals, active for sale listings, and easy to find them in a way that fits your buy box. And then also quickly analyze them, just a preliminary cash on cash return. We've got the worksheet, the deal worksheet, which is attached to the yield tracker, and everything is set. All the calculations are set up. You need to add a property insurance variable and what's the other one? Insurance, property insurance and property tax.
Yeah, it makes
variables.
Sense. Yep.
But those are pretty handy, but like I said, within a few minutes, it gets you to a fairly decent cash on cash return.
Yeah, and really, when we've been talking about the yield tracker for months now, to me, it's always been that I've always thought of it as being that first tool a new investor looks to use when they're evaluating other markets. It's that metal detector that just says, "Hey, beep, beep, beep," and it's the person's job to go deeper.
Yes,
but it's a great. It helps with that first swath of, hey, where should I be looking? Like, where do I have family? Where do I go to school? What do these other markets have or don't have? So I think the yield tracker is a tremendous tool, and plenty of people in my audience, I've sent you some comments, yes, really beat it up. So that's got to feel good.
Towards that end, I mean, one of the things I learned at your conference in talking to people and just listening to some of the conversations there, it really is a great tool for learning, right?
Yeah.
So even if you're not ready to pull the trigger on a deal, but you're serious about getting into the business, pick a couple markets and as you said, beat the thing up. Yeah. Analyze 100 deals a week or something like
Agreed.
that. However many you can, just to get a feel for the market, for how the variables, because I run a daily deal video, and on that video, I was using kind of a standard model, and then I've started to vary a little bit, because I think one of the powers of the yield tracker is you can structure the deal the way you want it, right?
Yeah.
So the list price is this, but we've structured it so you can say, wait, I'm
not paying list.
I'm not paying this, right? So take 20,000 off, or take. Yeah. I almost mentioned you in one of my videos the other day. I will in the future, but it was a deal that was beat up. It was dinged up, and I looked at it and I said, I'm not gonna offer 110 for it. I'm gonna offer 80 or 90.
Yes.
And I could hear Zuber in the background saying, You're soft. You're soft.
You're soft. Go deeper.
Go in at 60.
Exactly. Go with that disrespectful offer. No, this is exactly why I think that the yield tracker is so important, because you can learn the market, which again, a lot of new investors, you're a year away from buying something. You've got to save money. You've got to get your credit right. But you still got to do the work, right? It's still daily discipline. You still got to learn the market, still got to pick stuff. And the yield tracker is a great way to do it. And then, oh, by the way, you want to get really crazy with it, start doing what I recommend, write those disrespectful offers and watch the yield explode.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. So, all right, no further ado. You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, sure. Bring it up.
All right, there it is. It's on the screen.
Here it is. So the format is basically, these filters are used to set your buy box. Mm-hmm. And just to give you an idea of how much data is in here, this is a weekly update. So if I set the minimum yield at 2.5% without any other filters,
okay,
there's 354,000 records.
Oh, is that all?
To search from, right? But look what happens when I change the minimum yield to 12%.
Oh, yeah.
Which basically equates to the 1% rule, right? So right. I usually start with a 12% minimum yield. But the thing I really wanted to highlight today was I like I said, I've been doing these daily deal videos, and I use pretty much the same buy box. I'm looking mostly Midwestern markets,
Sure.
Texas, things like that, right? So what we did was I can save my buy box, right? So I
That
don't
is
have to
beautiful.
I don't have to set the filters every day, right?
Love that.
So you can set it however you want, right? The way mine is set is I have the minimum yield set, the price range that I want to look in, ideal beds, ideal baths, year built, and then days on market, right? So then what I do is I just apply a city to this.
Oh, I
So
love that. Yep.
Indianapolis was, but one of the things I want to point out. So we went from 350,000 down to 2,000. So in the entire country, there's only 2,000 units that fit my buy box. And that minimum yield really does knock out a lot. So Indianapolis. So there we are. We got 13 properties that I can look at. All right.
I like it. Yeah.
So before we go to the deal worksheet, before we go to the results, I actually was playing around. I said, "Oh, I need a Zuber. I need a Zuber buy box, right?"
I like
so
it.
I actually set it up and I deleted. I said, "We'll do it with Zuber right online." So
Nice.
I'm going to set up Fresno. I'm going to go off the top of my head because we've talked about this before.
Sure.
I'm going to use 8% minimum yield because you are in California.
True.
And I'm going to set 450,000 as the max, which I believe is about the median.
You're right.
For Fresno.
Correct.
I'm going to select 2, 3, 4 bedrooms.
I like it.
I'm going to set 2 baths, or 1.5 and 2 baths.
Fair enough.
I'll leave year built and I'll put days on market at 61.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. Yep.
So there's 20 deals, right? But now
I like it.
I'm going to save this to my buy boxes, right? So I'm going to, so now it's saved, right? So I can go in and I can look at it, and I'm going to rename this one the Zuber Zuber Special.
I like it. Oh, that's so fun. Thank you.
So now I've got my Zuber buy box, and so whenever we talk, I can just here I'll reset, and I'll just go and I'll get my Zuber buy box.
That's hilarious.
So here it is. So there's 20 properties. I'm going to go back to Indy, the Indy deal, because I'm more comfortable in the Midwestern markets. So I'll go to Indianapolis. So there's 13 deals. So I'll go in here and I'll do the search. So here's the map of the area, which is another enhancement. So you can zoom in and you can look. One of the things, if you know the market, right, it can be disorienting to just have a list.
No, for sure.
If you don't know the market, then a list is fine, right? But if you know the market, you can say, "Oh, I would never buy over here."
Skip that one. Yeah, exactly.
These 3 over here are no go, but this one up here is really interesting. So I'm going to look at that one, right?
Okay.
So you got the map. And then you've got the individual deals, and this is just the summary level. And then I am going to go look at, let's look at H. I haven't looked at these, so I don't know what we're going to find here. Here's the deal worksheet. Actually, I wonder if I can find the one that I looked at the other day, so I can show you what I was talking about. It's not here.
Already off the market.
Wait, maybe it was Columbus. If you can bear with me, I'm gonna.
No, yeah, hey, this is real time. Go for it.
I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna do the deal worksheet. I think it might have been Columbus. There's an interesting one in Columbus. So let me do Columbus. Columbus, Ohio, right? So there's 5. I expanded it to 4 because I wanted more comps. So you can set your buy box, but then you can just adjust it if you see something you don't like, right? So
yeah, I like it.
So I was looking at. Please be here. Oh no, it's not there. It must have been last week. Oh, maybe no. Here it is. Maybe it's this one. Sorry, I know we're doing this live.
That's fine.
So here's the deal worksheet. So all the variables are set, right?
Mhm.
So if I recall, the property taxes were reasonable here. They were about, let's say, $75,
Okay.
and the property insurance was a little heavier. So I'll put 125. So this is coming back with a 45% cash on cash return, right?
Wow. Okay.
So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, here's the average rent and here's the median. Those are pretty good numbers because the spread's not that wide. So
Mhm.
it means that if those two are close, then it means the rents are probably fairly stable in that area. There aren't a lot of outliers on either end.
Mhm.
Um, but then I like to look at the comps in the report so I can see. So I see that there's 34 in the area. So there's a lot of rental density there. There's a lot of rental
Right.
property there.
Right.
But then I saw the picture when I went in here. I said, "Huh, that looks boarded up to me."
Yeah. 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 So I think you're in a different window. So I don't think we're seeing that that
Oh,
window. We're still on the map. That's okay.
oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I
Um,
was keeping up until you had the picture, so I'm like, okay, I know he's on a different window now.
all right, let me
Yeah, you might
stop
want. There you go, and then open the new one. Yeah.
and then open the new one.
Yeah, because when you find this is why that's the great metal detector. You dig in, you go deeper, you find some odd thing, i.e., like boarded up windows, and now you can just start offering lower prices. All right, there we go. We're
Right.
sharing it now.
So here I was just looking at. I like to see the density of the comps, and
Yep.
there happens to be a snapshot of the property, and I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Now
that's not a good picture.
but you get the image, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to do any more deep dive on this. I'm just going to go back to the deal worksheet, and I have to stop sharing again.
Yeah.
Sorry about this. I'll
No, it's all
stop
right.
sharing, and then I'll go back to the deal worksheet. There we go. So now I'm back on share. So now I'm back at the deal worksheet, and this is where it gets interesting, right? Because all right, it's a 45% return. It's probably not going to hit that number
No.
without doing some improvements, right?
It's a safe bet.
So let me just pick a number. I think the other day I used 40,000. I said, let's say it's going to take 40,000 to get it up to
Okay.
where
Ready.
rent ready. Yeah. And so then I said, the Zuber sitting in the back of my head was, I said, I'm going to take 20,000 off. So I'm going to run it at 90,000.
I like
So
it.
so it puts, cash on cash is now at 21.2. But then I said, you know what? I don't trust the rents because even if I put 40 into it, maybe I can't, maybe it's
Yeah.
going to be on the lower end. Could be some location issues or things
Could
like
be.
that.
Yep.
So I'm going to see if it pencils at the 25th percentile, still might be a good deal, right? So
Yep.
25th percentile is 1965. So it's coming in at about a 15.5% cash on
And again,
cash.
what did you do there? You added make ready cost or repairs. You lowered the purchase price, and you took the rents to near the low end of the market. This is exactly what I'd want an investor to do.
Yep, that's what you can do. So I haven't lifted a finger really, other than to log into my pro account
Yeah.
and do the set the buy box and do this. But there's no commitment here,
Right. Yeah.
But if you do, here's the agent, and you can call the agent and you
I
can
love
say,
that.
what can I
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things I would do is I would call that agent and go, "Hey, did you know that the pictures are showing all boarded up? Is there a story there?" And she might say, "Oh, that's an old Google Map picture. It's been fully remodeled. I have a new set of pictures." I mean, she could say that, or
yeah.
so she'll say something else.
But that's exactly it. So
Yep.
again, even if you're not ready to buy, start calling these people.
Yes, this is a people business. You got to get known. You got to have and oh, by the way, don't just call agent. Go, hey, show me a deal. Call an agent with an address. Oh, by the way, I see you're the agent at 123, Blue Street. I see the pictures and this. I mean, call with information and just practice.
Practice, and you're in the buyer's. You're in the driver's seat because if you like this person and you build a rapport with them, I'm going to go back to them with all my questions about Indy, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's not their listing, I'm going to say, hey, Joe Smith has this listing over here.
Yep.
What do you think of that neighborhood? But we're also going to, we haven't built it out yet. We're going to add property managers here because we like both sides of the, I think property managers bring a different point of view than an agent. So so we're not saying the agents, you shouldn't be talking to them. You should be talking to both of them.
Exactly. You got to validate it. Validate. Yeah.
Validate. Yeah. So this is the next turn on it.
Pretty
and
sexy.
Again, I think in terms of just understanding how these variables all, when you add 40,000, some of it's a little bit counterintuitive. When you lower the price, sometimes the cash on cash return doesn't act the way you think it would. Or like one of the things I'll do is I think I can get this for 10% down, right? So now I'm back up to 18.1%. I've got a little higher mortgage payment and things like that. So
yeah, there you go. This is, I think you guys are onto something. It's very much how my model works. You got to include make ready, got to include the adjustments. I love the variables, percentages you can put in there. Mike, I think your team is really turning this, idea into something pretty powerful. So congratulations. I think you're onto something.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very cool. And where can people check this out?
Rentometer.com and Yield Tracker.
Yep. Love it, folks. Rentometer.com.
It's right in the main menu.
There you go. And if somebody wanted to look at your daily videos, where is that?
That is Rentometer Daily Deals.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, yes. Sorry.
Very cool. Yep. There you go. Mike, you're amazing. Thanks again.
Thank you.